All right, and we are live. Appreciate y'all being here. I'll give you guys a few minutes to get into the room. Alrighty. So, what's on the agenda for tonight? You might ask. Well, let's go ahead and share that screen and we'll talk about it. Let's share that screen. Alrighty, we are in the FFPC My Teams page. And what I was hoping to do tonight was recap one or two of my 6 FPC FantasyPros Championship $350 buy-in, $1 million grand prize tournament rosters. I have 6 of these rosters. You can see from right here, I have my 3 individual teams and then 3 teams that I'm sharing with a friend. Now, tonight I wanted to review the first of my 3 teams and the first of a co-managed team and talk about the pros and cons of drafting by yourself and drafting with friends or, a co-manager or 2. All right, so let's start with my first individual team. So the team is as follows, and then we'll go look at the draft board. Patrick Mahomes is my quarterback, Christian McCaffrey and Devon Achane as my RB1 and 2, Waddle and Rashee Rice as my wide receivers 1 and 2. So I've done a little bit better there, but obviously if you're going to draft Christian and Achane and go robust RB, it's going to be hard to get the top wide receiver talent. So we go Jalen Waddle and Rashee Rice, Brock Bowers at tight end, and then flex in Xavier Worthy and DeAndre Hopkins. But waiting right there for us is Brian Robinson Jr. And then some dart throws here. Antonio Gibson, Will Shipley, Carson Steele, Dontavian Wicks, Jalen Polk, Wendell Robinson. So overall, pretty happy with this team. We'll go ahead now and take a look at the draft board and kind of see how it all came together. Now, I don't pay too much attention to this, but right now it's got us kind of right there in the middle. Taking a look at the draft board, out of the 3-hole, very weird draft. St. Brown goes 1, Lamb goes 2, and then we take McCaffrey at 3. Wraps back around to us, and I just can't pass up on Devon Achane in a tournament like the one we're talking about here, where there's 20,000 entries, and you need some massive spike weeks to really get there. We went Achane and then Waddle, so did a pair there, pass catching running back with number 2 wide receiver. And then when it wrapped around at the 410, this was sort of right before his value got too high. We went this way. So Moore goes, Samuel, etc., and comes back this way. Ayuk is gone, Metcalf's gone. So Diggs, we like a younger Rice here, and see the stacking option potential with Mahomes. So pull the trigger on Rice, pass on Diggs and Pittman, go ahead and get our Patrick Mahomes shares right here and get the first part of the stack completed. Comes back down this way and back on around, and then at the 610, we quit screwing around and take Brock, Mother Truckin' Bowers, the man, the myth, the legend. He is going to be awesome. Continue on, and it comes back around, and we take Xavier Worthy sitting there, just waiting for us, saying, please draft me. Please partner me up with Patrick Mahomes. And so that's what we do. We don't overthink it. The whole mid IQ brain, low IQ, high IQ. You can't mess this one up. Do not mess this one up. And we didn't. We got it right. Xavier Worthy locked it up. Comes back around. Good pieces go. Jackson, Smith and Jigba, Roma Dunze, among others. And then we have the Hall of Famer himself, DeAndre Hopkins. And definitely thought about running back here, but knew that we had to build out that wide receiver core and make sure that we had the depth that we weren't going to get later. And probably still could have honestly gone wide receiver in the next round. And there is a little thought about getting Brian Thomas or Coleman or Palmer here. So definitely thought about that, but I think just what we can get from those guys, we think we can get from Brian Robinson Jr. Every week starter. It looks to just be super solid across the board. So it really was just that we thought he was the best player at this position. Yes, we love Corum, but Corum needs an injury to really get going. We like Eckler, but he's older. Brian Robinson is younger and healthier. Brian Thomas Jr. made some sense, but because we took Worthy, they're sort of similar in their deep threat playing style. We just thought it made more sense to go with Brian Robinson Jr. So we did. Circles back around. Need to get at least one piece of that Green Bay offense. Just take some stabs. So we go Wicks. Not sure if he's going to have the target volume or target share to get there, but could possibly be a bye week fill-in, spike week kind of guy, maybe get us there on touchdowns. Nonetheless, Jacoby Myers was a thought. And that was really about it in this range. So we went ahead and took Wicks. Really, like I said, I don't know if he can get there on the target volume, but he does have touchdown upside. So going to be harder to predict, which is tough in these managed leagues. But he looked good in preseason. You have to take a stab on a Green Bay wide receiver. And like I said, getting the stack with Mahomes, Worthy, and Rashee Rice is just going to be absolute mayhem. I just cannot wait to unleash this team. At that point, though, like I said, we went super high ceiling, super high upside with Brock, Mother Truckin' Bowers. And after we did that, we needed some floor, some stability. And Schultze, Schultze gets a bad rap, and he doesn't have the upside to get us there, probably in the tournament portion of this. But in the regular season, bye weeks, things of that nature, tether to CJ Stroud, I mean, come on, right? Come on. Come on, let's get it. Come on, man. Come on, Schultze. And then Pat Curran's favorite pick of all, Jalen Polk. Well, second favorite pick of all. And after watching his tape, after looking at some of his metrics, and really just understanding the team environment a little bit better, it really is, I think, a very solid pick at this part of the draft. Doesn't get quite the separation we want, doesn't have maybe quite the yak game that we want, but guy gets downfield. 13 yards is his average depth of target. I mean, that's impressive. Even if that comes down, 2 yards here at the pro level, 11 yards per target. That's right where Cooper Kupp lives. So absolutely give me some Jalen Polk. And they left us the stack. Not a, one on each side yet, but, we're building that stack. So we get Gibson, high upside, super explosive in the passing game, lacks vision in the running game, but had a great rookie year and just kind of, I don't know, didn't get the opportunities I would have liked for him to have got there in Washington. But we continue on, and it wraps back around, and we decide to go Will Shipley here. And really, this is just about building out depth, getting pass-catching running backs with speed on good offenses, and staring me in the face was Will Shipley. So I took that. And it came back around again to the 5-3, and 15-3, and we took Wendell. This is just more of a floor play, by-week play. Don't really necessarily see him in the tournament portion unless something happens to Neighbors, which will not happen. But kind of just a floor depth play there. Crowd could have went another running back, probably, but it is there are a lot of targets up for grabs there in New York and not a lot of talent and wide receivers there with large target share. So he does have a short ADOT, somewhere around 7. So it's going to be harder for him to get there without just getting peppered with. Get there in different ways. He's a shorter ADOT guy. Need a couple more touchdowns from him. Could be a good bye week. Could also get dropped, but we like Wendell. Has had some good things on his profile. And then comes back down and around, avoiding a lot of this nonsense, drafting defenses in the 15th and 16th round. I mean, just like silly stuff. But come back around, and this is high risk, high reward. Well, I mean, it's really not that risky when you think about it, 16th round, but high reward, right? Like this guy has a decent profile. Let's go take a look at his profile. His profile is decent. Coming here to the tight end position, and we go to Greg Dulcich. Tight end 18, tight end 22 from a talent perspective. Puts him near about guys like Pat Freiermuth, Tucker Kraft, Luke Musgrave. So it's a decent area to be. Yeah, we like that skill set. And come down here, look at his athletic profile. Runs a 4.69, so slightly faster than your average NFL tight end, but size adjusted 8.25. Explosiveness, short area quickness 8.5. Lateral quickness 8.5. So above average athlete, and he gets downfield. His A dot is somewhere like 15 or 16. It's crazy. Hasn't been healthy. If he's healthy, he'll blow this ADP out of the water. And then circle back around. We get our backup quarterback. Bye works. This is by week 6, by week 5. So now we have our backup, Justin Herbert, which goes along with our New England pieces if they come into play in the tournament, Polk or Gibson. And then we finish it up with Steele, get our kicker and our defense, and we're out. So that is the review of Team 1. We'll do this every night, 1 or 2 of these for the next week or so, and kind of just highlight what we did. Feel free to comment, criticize, ask questions, whatever. What do you think of the build? What would you do different? Let me know your thoughts in the comments. Let's go ahead and shut that down. And we will head over to UnderDog and do a draft. Let's get it. Let's go to UnderDog. We're going to the marathon tonight. $15 buy-in, $300,000 to first place. Cumulative scoring weeks 1 through 17. The marathon. 86.8% filled. Currently 130,000 entries, up to 150,000. 18 rounds. First place gets 300,000. Second gets 100. Second gets 150. Third gets 100. Fourth gets 65. So there's some decent money here. I mean, even finish in the top 50, you make $3K. We can do this. I mean, we can do this. Seriously. Why not us, right? Why not us? I believe it. I believe it's going to happen. All right. Gonna go get some water, and then we're gonna get the show on the road. Thanks for joining. Looking forward to doing this draft with you, and I'll see you guys in just a couple minutes. Okay, we are back and ready to go. Draft has kicked off. We have the pleasure of the 12 hole. So, hardest part to draft on the board, got to get creative. I do not stick to ADP at this part of the draft because you can't, in my opinion. There's no reason to. Take people that fall to you and reach for others. You got to yo-yo the hell out of it on this part of the draft. Some stuff will come to you and you swoop up value. And when there is no value, you reach. You reach. Shamelessly. Okay. Take a look at the board. I know y'all want to see that board. CD at 3. I think I might have been in here with Blue Wolf earlier. All right. Chase goes at 8. The dip is gone. I got him one time at the 10. That was pretty cool. All right. Well, Puka would be nice. Okay. We're going to do this, huh? Works for me. Puka Gibbs. Got a lot of those, but that's okay. $18 picks away. Some goofball drafting Lamar Jackson and Anthony Richardson. All right. My son is crying. I'll be right back. Okay, we're back. Hopefully the kiddo stays asleep. In the meantime, we move forward with this draft. Hopefully you guys have been enjoying it. What has transpired since I left? Well, I took Puka and Gibbs and then let this thing run back around. And Adams Olave getting that stack on for week 17. Check on the third. ETN has moved up to the third. This guy was a consistent 4th round pick for a long time. And I drafted the crap out of him. And now he's going in the early to mid third. No. Gone are the days when he was a 4th rounder. See what they give me here. This is pretty typical of what I see. If this guy's just screwing around, I'm going to get a little annoyed. Not going to lie. I don't want this to get thrown out. Oh my God. This draft is probably going to get thrown out because of this idiot. But I will go ahead and capitalize off of that stupidity and go DJ Moore and DK Metcalf. Alrighty. Well, let's get back to the draft board. It's a little quiet around here. What do we have? What do we have? I went DJ Moore. This is not. Is this algo drafting or something? It's just so weird. And so unnecessary. But I'm not happy about it. I'm happy that we're live streaming it, though. Go ahead and get some evidence on the record in case some shenanigans comes up. Thor is getting absolutely hooked up here in the wide receiver room, as is this like corner the market on quarterbacks? Like, I just don't know. It just doesn't make sense. This guy, wish you could like check on these fools. I mean, you just go for a spike week and then what? Only get one of those. This isn't super flex. He knows that. We know that. The run happens here. Round 4. Not a whole lot I can do about it there, partner. But I am going to live stream this whole thing just to put it on the record. One v1. Metcalf versus Moore. Remind everybody here that this is the marathon. It is a marathon. After you get through Best Ball Mania 5, you just keep going. It's a marathon. It makes perfect sense. Okay. Let's see here. 2 picks away. Okay. This range. I think I want to go Kittle. Oh, shit. No. Alrighty. What was the play there? The play there was get George Kittle, Puka Nacua week 16 stack. And then Ridley. Got some pairing options later. I mean, you never know. Hard to say. I'm not seeing it. What are we going to do next, folks? All right, well, stream's been pretty quiet tonight. Not going to lie about that. That being said, it doesn't take away what we're doing here and what we're building. I've got my 4 wide receivers, and I've got my anchor running back and my anchor tight end. The symmetry is beautiful. Wide receiver, running back, wide receiver, tight end, wide receiver. Now we start to get in some of these running backs. To me, this is just very dead zone-y outside of DeAndre Swift. Maybe Rashad White. I don't know. Gonna need to get some ice cream or an outshine bar or something to kind of get me some, or a little coffee. You could drink a little bit of coffee. All I wanted to keep me up. I think we're putting some really good teams together here, though. I do believe in that. I didn't mix in enough Metcalf Moore stacks in Best Ball Mania 5. That's something to learn from, even if you don't necessarily love a wide receiver. If you can see a stack for championship week, you definitely want to mix that in. But I don't know. I don't like mixing in too much that I don't really believe in, because then you sort of walk out going like, oh, my roster's dead or that roster's weak. But then you have to remember that a lot can happen in fantasy football. You don't know how it's all going to play out. And so even though it may feel suboptimal at the time that the draft is over, it doesn't actually mean that it is suboptimal. So it's something to chew on. Appreciate you guys coming out. We are building awesome stacks. We have 4. A 5th would be really good. I could potentially, let's just go to Keon Coleman. He's playing the Jets. That's right. The Jets. Which team's going to be leading? Well, you never know. I definitely think Jackson could make sense on this roster. And you now you're getting into a pretty small bet and you're not going value. So definitely like that. Now I think Keenan on the other side is probably overkill. So I would go Watson or Coleman. I think you have your 5. You could get your 6th. Went with the Hall of Famer there. That one was interesting. You probably saw it live there, huh? I think Pollard could have been a smart move there. Getting into Javonte. It starts to thin out a little bit here. I don't know if I'm going to have Warren on the comeback or Brian Robinson. So I might be moving into some pretty gross. Ooh, Tajay should be there. Unless I get completely sniped. Corum. Benson. Those seem like obvious plays with this roster. But you need that guy who's got a role. Zach Moss would probably be the guy I would target, although, I don't know, maybe Chase Brown. I just can't really get on board with Chase Brown. I'm sorry. The metrics are absolutely horrendous. I know Davis Maddock is all over it, but I am good. I'm good. I do think the plays back here are like Eckler, Benson, Dobbins. Why would you go with Ezekiel Elliott? That is such a dusty old running back. My goodness, hell no. I would never, ever in my life this year draft Ezekiel Elliott. Thanks for joining halfway through this marathon draft, or not quite halfway through. Go ahead and recap what's been taking place here. I am drafting from the 112. So I've been basically swooping value when it falls to me and then reaching where it makes sense to reach, building out this stack with Gibbs and Kittle for week 17. That is very nice. You got 2 super ceiling high players here for that Week 17 championship matchup. Where'd you go? Come on, brother. This was good. Anyhow, I'm just in here talking to myself, trying to keep them spirits up. It's hard, though. It's so hard. Oh, hey, thanks for joining. Anyways, working on this marathon build on UnderDog. This is my 8th marathon draft, and I did 63 Best Ball Mania 5 drafts. I'm drafting out of the 12 hole, and coming up here with the 9th pick, recap how this draft has gone. I went with Gibbs and Puka at the 1-2 turn, followed that up with a little 1v1 stack here for Week 17, DJ Moore versus DK Metcalf. Obviously, Metcalf has the super high ceiling, but a little bit lower target volume on a week-to-week basis. Kittle at the tight end position, super high ceiling, high variance player, works very well in these tournament settings, especially when he hits, obviously. And then continued with my anchor build here, anchor running back build, that is, where I anchored to Gibbs and then built out these larger wide receiver sets. 8 picks away. Let's get it. Appreciate y'all being here. I'm Matty Rice. I'm Matty Rice, and I'm here to please teach you guys about best ball, stacking, dynasty, redraft, fantasyfitness.io, the app that I have been building for the last 10 months, since just before my son was born. And boy, has it been fun. Which part of that? Building the app part or having the son part? And the obvious answer is both. We are definitely super strong at the wide receiver position. I mean, 6 deep, and this is absolutely filthy. Now, if I can tie in my running backs, and there's 4 picks away, there's still a couple guys I like. Take some stabs here and get those swing for the fences, high upside. I'm not a huge Zach Moss fan, but at these prices, in this economy, you better believe I'm going to be snagging up some Zach. And Singletary, I just don't draft running backs on what are anticipated by Vegas to be bad teams. I just don't think there's enough scoring opportunities. Singletary can do everything, but he is a limited running back. I'm looking here to get this Brian Robinson pick. I hope this falls to me. And it does. That is one of the easiest picks I've made in the last 24 to 48 hours. I could go and get Jordan Addison as my 7. That would be pretty filthy. But with this build, Tajay just makes so much sense at the 3 with all that upside. Contingent upside if anything were to happen to Pollard. And as much as I like Zach Moss, I like staying in this stack, going with the high variance Tajay Spears, tacking on to my Tennessee side. Nothing I can really do to get onto the other side of that game, but if that game hits and 2 of my 3 pieces hit, then I win $300,000, and you bear witness to it. Now, Blake Corum would have been the other way I could have gone with that, and that actually may have been more optimal. It's so hard to say at this point. But next round, I have to go get a quarterback. Thinking Herbie at this point. Stafford would also be a decent play here. Then I'm probably looking at a Geno Smith, a Will Levis. There's options. There are definitely some options. 16 picks away. Appreciate y'all being here. Let's keep it going. Any questions you have, any concerns, criticisms, bad jokes, good jokes. We're here for it. We try to do 2 to 3 of these drafts a day, and we will continue to do 2 to 3 a day until we reach how many? As many as we can get in before Thursday. 2 more days to go. And then that will probably wrap it up for the season. It has been splendid. I'm still trying to understand the Gus Edwards ADP. It just seems a little rich for me. I mean, this guy was on the waiver wire, and now he's a 10th round pick, going ahead of guys like Trey Benson. That does not make sense to me. I'm sorry, but it doesn't. Go watch that Benson tape. Go look at those advanced metrics. I know he has a 5.0 yards per carry or something like that, but I don't know. We'll see. We'll see. I'm not on board. I'm not taking Gus. I don't know if I've taken one share, and it could come back to bite me, and I've got to be ready for that. But just not the type of player that I chase. Now, Small Bear knows what he's doing. Remind me, no. That Miami game. Oh, smokes. I mean, JK is just always here for me. He's always here. It always makes sense. I just love it. I love it. I love it. I love it. I'm literally betting the farm on this dude. Now, what do we have in the way of quarterback? Cousins could make sense. But no. No. Darnell Mooney. No Jalen Polk. Oh. Whew. Polk is my 7. Welcome to Destruction Zone. Welcome to Destruction Zone. This is a filthy, filthy build. Absolutely filthy. And I'm glad I have it on tape. Because I'm here for it. I'm absolutely here for it. And I got to fix these bye weeks at the running back position. Antonio Gibson could help me with that. As could... No, Kamani Vidal will not help me with that in this particular instance. Oof. Let's see. Try not to be too week one brainy here. Definitely know I'm going to want to go Will or Gino. And then Braylon Allen could make some sense, as could Bucky. Also wouldn't be a bad spot to Baltimore again, week 15. Pittsburgh. And Pittsburgh. I said week 15, folks. Come on. Come on. New York. Ooh. I don't have anything New York. And how about Packers? Ooh, Packers, Seattle. Musgrave. Packers, Seattle, Musgrave, baby. Luke. My two picks in this next round would be William James Levis III and Luke Musgrave. Let's get it. Hope nobody's watching this stream. If you are, go ahead and leave until your picks are done and my picks are done, and then come back in. I don't need y'all nabbing these home run hits here. Please. With all due respect. Ooh, Jalen Wright. Jalen Wright. That would be money. I don't see it happening, but that'd be money. Bucky. Appreciate y'all being here. As you can tell, this is an absolutely filthy wide receiver core. I mean, This may be the best wide receiver core that I've put on paper. I kid you not. I kid you not. And why, how I'm getting good at this. That's my only conclusion. Oh, the Will Levis. The Will Levis one. That stings, but Geno Baker and the dude who rises from the ashes, Drake May. I don't know why you did that. You have nothing in that game. You have literally nothing. I just want to know why. You have literally, oh, that's your correlation. I mean, it's a nice team. Aesthetically pleasing, I must say. Aesthetically pleasing for show. And there is no way y'all just left me Jalen Wright. I have to take that. That'll be my fifth and final. Luke here. Absolutely filthy. I mean, I may get stuck with Deshaun Watson, Geno Smith. Depends on how many quarterbacks these guys want to take. I'm happy to take Bo Nix and Drake May and Bryce Young, Daniel Jones. Is there any reason to take Daniel Jones? No, but you could take him naked. That rushing upside? You kidding me? Just go with the 3 rushing upside quarterbacks? Let the chips fall where they fall? Shit. Get that purple. Get that purple crack. I'm sorry, but this team is certifiably filthy. All right, round 14. Hope you guys have been enjoying the stream. Trying to make it fun for y'all. That's what I do. Bring it every night. Mostly in my drafting skills, but also try to bring it in my comedic skills as well. If you've laughed a couple times tonight, then I did my job. 16 picks away, and I will probably double tap. No, I'm not going to double tap quarterback. It's crazy, but I will get my first quarterback. This is a late quarterback build, and that's partially why my team is so filthy. Some concentrated bets. Love it. Some 1v1s. Really, 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 really love the structure of this team. These guys are pretty tapped out on quarterbacks at this stage. Not all of them, but you got a 3, a 1, a 1, a 3, a 1, a 2, a 2, a 3, a 1, a 2, a 2, a 2. He goes Gino. He goes Gino. I go. Oh, I had Cousins, and then I backed out of Cousins. Damn it. Would have been Cousins over Polk. I don't know. I don't know about that. Oh, man. We're just going to douse this in purple. Literally douse it. I do the hip, and do the hippity hop. Such a filthy build, though. Oh my gosh. Just missing that quarterback. But if I hit that quarterback, man, how are you going to stop this team? This is a team that can advance in spite of its quarterback. Truly, this is a team that could advance in spite of its quarterback. No. Who does Carolina play? That's interesting to me. Since I'm going to probably be getting Bryce Young in this build. Dallas, no pieces of Dallas. I do have those Arizona pieces. That's what I'm talking about. Week 17. Arizona. And then week 18 is Tampa. Sorry, week 17 is Tampa. Okay. So Arizona pieces. I didn't get any Arizona. Shit. Shit me timbers. Never mind. I thought I had some Arizona. My bad. Okay, so not ideal. I'm like Arizona. Oh yeah, you don't have any of that. Well, shucks. Who is my starter? I just need a holdover to May. That's all I need. Give who's most likely to sell this job at the end of this year? Bryce Young, right? I have literally no correlation. Well, Drake May. And who is more likely to have a job? I'd say Bryce Young, and they don't have the same bye week. There's no other use for him. Standalone quarterback value. You try to get Daniels on the way back. If not, take a stab on Gardner Minshew or Justin Fields. This Justin Fields, Kansas City, we know that game. Baltimore, no. Yeah, Baltimore. I bought any Baltimore pieces. Not one Baltimore piece. Damn. Just would like a little correlation here, I'm not going to lie. New York, Baltimore. San Francisco, Los Angeles. Is there a piece, any piece of that offense? Ooh. Ishivosh. Could somehow get some Greg Dortch, but man. I might, and I might not. There's some. San Francisco. Yes. That can tie back to Justin Fields, I do believe. Jesus. New Orleans? New Orleans. Plays Washington. Okay, have some pieces of that. So, yeah, maybe I do go get Derek Carr. In week 14. I just think, why not? That week 11 is fine. So, yeah, if you're going to swing, swing. Ooh, we're down here, folks. 2 more picks. And then I think a Dulcich, too. Is Greg Dulcich still out there? Or he gets swooped up? No, he goes. And Jamio. Damn it, Chris. You did it again. You did it again, Chris. You did it again. Chris is going to be the guy that I'm able to get through. Maybe not. Maybe not. Maybe not. Yeah. Spoke too soon. When you have CJ Stroud, you do not need 3 quarterbacks. How is that not obvious? D-Rob. Okay. So with that in mind, we go Gregory Dulcich. Justin Fields. What other QBs? Russell Wilson? I guess I'm going Stash 2.0. No, I'm going to go Ishibash. Ishibash. Fire, guys. Absolute fire. Appreciate you joining. Going to go ahead and end this stream. And we'll take a look at the team tomorrow on a recap in the morning. And then get into another draft right after that. Thanks again for tuning in, and we'll catch you tomorrow.